What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Jamie on Point. Today's video is a very exciting video. End of season award predictions for the WNBA. That means MVP, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved Player, Sixth Woman of the Year, and Coach of the Year. So let's get into it. Now, first up, we have the MVP award. And I'm gonna name off the candidates, and then I'm gonna say like who I think is good, like who I feel like is gonna win the award. So first candidate we got up is Jonquel Jones of the Connecticut Sun. 20 points per game, career high. 11 rebounds, 2.7 assists, which is a career high. 1.1 blocks, 1.4 steals, which is a career high, and she leads the league in double doubles with 14. She also, the other night, had a 31.14 rebound performance game, which has not been discussed enough, which is ridiculous. I mean, she literally went off. So shout out to her. She's had an incredible season, and I don't know, like, if we ever saw this coming. I didn't see it coming, I'll be honest with you. I actually had Nneka Ogwumike to win the award this year because, I mean, shoot, she's a superstar on the team, but then injuries and everything just messed it all up, and I'm just glad that Nneka's back on the court. But back to Jonquel. She's been hooping this season, again, like I said, and I feel like she's got a very strong chance to win this award. I feel like she's got it in the bag already, and you probably like, well, actually, I'm gonna get into that in a minute. But like I was saying, she deserves it, 1,000%. All the candidates I got listed for all these awards deserve to win the award, but of course, only one person can win it. So yeah, the next recipient we got is Brittany Griner, 20.6 points per game, 9.6 rebounds, which is a career high, 2.6 assists, 2 blocks, and zero point 0.4 steals. She's been hooping this season. She's dunked 3 times, which is incredible. 15 dunks in her WNBA career. And she's been dominant. Very dominant. Of course, she went down with that terrible ankle injury. She is back, but she's not 100%. So hopefully she gets back to 100%, especially since the Mercury just clinched the playoffs. Shout out to them, and also shout out to the Connecticut Sun for clinching the playoffs as well. Jonquel Jones, on the Connecticut Sun. But yeah, Brittany Griner, she has a strong chance to win that award, and also another award she could win as well, which I'll get into that here in a few minutes. So that's my case for her. She's just so dominant in the paint. Like, she gets in the paint and it's over with. It's done. It's over with. Like, it's just barbecue chicken at that point. It doesn't matter who it is. Like, she's going to finish over you. So our last and final recipient is A'ja Wilson, last year's Wubble MVP. She's having a great season, and a lot of people haven't been talking about her in the MVP conversation. It's been a lot of Brianna Stewart and Tina Charles. And Tina Charles, her injuries after this break with her injury and everything like that, I think she's out of the conversation for good. It doesn't matter if she's averaging 25 points per game. You have to look at, she has been injured like this whole second half of the season, I'm pretty sure, since Olympic break. So that's what factors into her not winning MVP. And also with Brianna Stewart, I just feel like she just hasn't. She's had a great season. I'm not even gonna lie. She's had a great season, but Jonquel, Brittany, and A'ja have had way better seasons than them. And I hope and pray that this doesn't happen where it's white bias and like a white player wins the award just because they're white. You know what I mean? And I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but to me, all I'm trying to say is that Brianna doesn't deserve to win the award this year. She doesn't. Jonquel, Brittany, A'ja, like, there have been players that played way better than Brianna, and those 3 that I just named off, like, those are it. So that's the reason. Of course, she does have potential to win MVP here in the future, but like I said, Jonquel, A'ja, and Brittany have had more incredible season, have had a better season than her. So now, back to A'ja. 18.5 points per game, 9.3 rebounds, career high, 3.2 assists, career high, 1.3 blocks, and 0.7 steals. Again, dominant. She's starting to work on her three-point shot, which is great to see. She's not taking a lot of them, but she's a gold medalist. Griner was a gold medalist too, with Team USA. And A'ja Wilson, she should have won the MVP of Team USA, but of course they gave it to Brianna Stewart because the media is just biased as hell. But she did deserve to win an MVP award because she was hooping. She was going crazy, and I love seeing that Aces team play, especially with them having Chelsea Gray now. That I just love that team, and yeah, A'ja. And the crazy thing too with A'ja, she's only 25 years old. So the league's got a lot of hell coming coming for him because she's going to be feasting for years to come. So now, out of these three candidates, who do I have winning MVP? I have Jonquel Jones. She's just been dominating. She's been hooping. And, like, you can't really stop her. And that Connecticut Sun team is a legit contender to win the title this year. I mean, they have the best record in the league. So, and like something else I've been thinking about too is they don't have Alyssa Thomas this year. She's been out with her ACL injury, or is it ACL or Achilles? I don't know. It's either one of those injuries, but she's been out. So that's something that you have to factor into is that next year, like they're a legit contender. So I have Jonquel Jones winning the MVP award. Now, Rookie of the Year. This has been a conversation over the past couple weeks since the season started back up after Olympic break because there was one rookie that came in and she started doing a damn thing offensively, defensively after not getting a lot of playing time. We'll get into her in a minute. But let's start off with the two candidates that I do have, and we'll have the honorable mention up there, and I'll explain why I didn't put her as a candidate for Rookie of the Year. I'll explain that. So the first candidate we got is Michaela of the New York Liberty. 8.8 points per game, 3 rebounds, 0.5 assists, 0.4 steals, 0.3 blocks. 11 double-digit scoring games, and 1 double-double, which was last game. Now, I just love watching her play. Michaela, I love watching her play. And this team is so perfectly, like, fit around her. And she had, I remember, I looked it up, and she had, like, a 29-point game. It wasn't a loss, but I think it was to Atlanta. And, like, she gave him 29, which was wild to see, especially, like, it was, like, a month after she got drafted. It was back in May. She was like, okay, F it, I'm going to just come out here and just drop a near 30-piece on y'all. But, it's been fun to see her, and I think she's won all Rookie of the Month awards. She won one today, like, it was just announced, so congratulations to her. And, that's my case for her. She's just been hooping. Like, biggest thing, she's been hooping. Like I said, 11 double-digit scoring games, 1 double-double, 8 points per game. Like, she's, like I said before, that team is structured perfectly around her. With all the three-point shooting, just that whole roster in general is just constructed right around her, and she's in the right spot, and I can't wait to watch her ball out for the rest of her career. Yeah. Second last candidate that I have is Aari McDonald of the Atlanta Dream. 6.8 points per game, 1.4 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 0.9 steals, 0.1 blocks. I have all the stats up here. I know I'm reading like every single stat, but I have points, rebounds, assists, blocks, steals. I just have it all up here. And she has 6 double-digit scoring games. Aari McDonald does. Now the problem with this is that, Aari McDonald, she's been hooping. And the Atlanta Dream have decided to not start her one game. And she's not getting the playing time she deserves. And it makes no sense because she deserves that playing time. And it was so weird to me how the Atlanta Dream signed a player to a contract. And she got way more playing time than Aari did. Like, make that make sense how a player y'all just signed to a rest of the season contract gets more playing time than Aari McDonald, who has been hooping out of her mind, for these past few games. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And, I hope and pray she gets that starting spot soon. Hopefully next year she does, because I feel like Odyssey Sims deserves to come off the bench. No shade to her, but I feel like she'd be a nice bench piece for them. But Aari deserves that starting spot. I don't care what anybody says. She's earned it. She dropped 15 points. I think it was like in the second half against my Sparks. I mean, of course, we ended up winning, and the Dream lost. But like I said, I just feel like Aari deserves that starting spot, and she's a strong candidate as well for Rookie of the Year. Now, let's get to the honorable mention, and then I'll say who I think is going to win, because I think she already has it in the bag. Since like that first month, I think we already knew who it was. But now people have been talking about this for a minute, for like the past couple weeks since the season started back up, after Olympic break. And I can see where people are coming from, but at the same time, I feel like it's just a little too late. Didi Richards of the New York Liberty, she had that terrible injury almost a year ago, which is crazy to say. It's almost been a year since she was partially paralyzed. She came back though, hooped, and got drafted by the New York Liberty. She hadn't gotten a lot of playing time, but the second half of the season, she came out She was hitting threes. She was being a pest on defense and everything. And she's been having some really good games. You know, when someone made a joke that whoever Didi Richards shooting coach just needs to get in contact with Ben Simmons because he needs him, and I don't blame him for saying that. But I didn't put her on my I was about to put her on my list, but at the same time, it's just one of those situations where, it's just a little too late. So, I mean, yeah, shout out to Didi Richards. I love her. I love her swag. I love her game. I love that she's getting her opportunity she's getting her chance to shine, and I love to see that. But unfortunately, it was just a little too late for her to make the Rookie of the Year list. So the player I got winning Rookie of the Year is Michaela. She's just been a straight bucket all season. She's gotten the opportunity to shine and everything like that. And for Ari, I mean, yeah, she hasn't really been given that opportunity because they decided not to start her. And that's no shade towards her because, I mean, she deserves to win it too. But, Michaela's just been hooping. And that's the biggest thing I could say is that she's just been hooping and everything. That's all I can really say. And like I said, she fits perfectly with that team. And with Ari, it's just so sad that and it's so sad and so frustrating that she's not getting that starting spot that she deserves. Because she 1000% deserves that starting spot. Like, I feel for Dream fans and what they're going through. They're down hella players. Crystal Bradford just underwent surgery and she'll be out for the rest of the season. Get well soon to her. And she was a candidate too for most improved player, which she's not. She didn't make my list, unfortunately. I just thought about that. She didn't make my list, unfortunately, but I do wish her nothing but the best in her recovery. And then, Cheyenne Parker's out for the season with pregnancy. Congratulations to her. And then Candace Dupree it's just a hella injuries going on, and they've been through 3 head coaches this season. It's been a discombobulated season for the Dream, and hopefully, I'm hoping and praying next year they can start Ari and give her that chance to really, really shine because she really hasn't been given that all season. And that's what kind of hinders her Rookie of the Year chances. Next award we got is Defensive Player of the Year. And you see the smile on my face, and I am excited for this award because one of my favorite players in the W, my LA Sparks, is on this list, and we'll get into that in a minute. Now, I did say Brittany Griner made another award list, and she made Defensive Player of the Year. She's been going crazy. Let me read off the stats. I got her same stats this season. She leads the league in blocks per game and has the most blocks this season with 50, and she's 6th in block percentage with 4.8. And I'm gonna go back to this in a minute. I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna read off the next player I have winning the award, and then I'll go back and say why I'm a little iffy, a little scared because I really want this player to win. Britney Sykes, Slim. 9.3 points per game, 4.6 rebounds, which is a career high, 2.2 assists and 0.5 blocks, and 1.8 steals, which is a career high and is 3rd in the league. She is 2nd in the league in steals with 49, and 2nd in the league with steal percentage with 3.3. Now, going back to Brittany Griner, I went back and I did more research last night and added, the 6th in block percentage, the most blocks this season, leads the league in blocks per game. And I read that stat and I'm like, oh, snap. Slim might not win it because I'm just saying I have Brittany Sykes winning Defensive Player of the Year, and I'll get to that in a minute. But actually, let's talk about it now. Brittany Sykes is so exciting to watch, and not only has she proved that she is an amazing defensive player, but she's also a great scorer. She's a two-way player. And last year, she made a post on Instagram when she made one of the all-defensive teams. I remember, playing. I think it was back in. It was back in Atlanta. She was saying, how she was called the worst defensive player on the team, and she wanted to work and she wanted to get better, and she did. And look where she's at now. She's in serious conversation to win Defensive Player of the Year, and I feel like she's gotten the back end. She's so exciting to watch play defense. Not trying to say that Griner's not exciting to watch play defense, but it's just Slim's energy that stands out to me and probably to everybody else. I think she had 4 steals in the first quarter of a game. I think it was during this 4-game losing streak, which I really don't want to talk about. Hopefully we snap it tonight against Minnesota, but at the same time, it's just she's so tenacious on defense. Her tenacity on defense is everything. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to do a couple things, but I think we were on Defensive Player of the Year and how I was a little afraid that Brittany Griner was going to win over Slim because of these stats that I was seeing, and it's looking like it. And I'm not trying to take away, from Brittany Griner not having a great because she's been having an incredible season, the MVP season, Defensive Player of the Year caliber season. That's amazing. But like I said before, I'm not trying to discredit Griner saying like she's not an exciting player to watch, but I feel like Slim is more exciting to watch on defense because of her energy and everything. So I have Slim win Defensive Player of the Year. I might be a little biased, but I might be a little biased because she's a Spark, and I'm a Sparks fan. But to be honest with you, I don't care. I just it's a tight race. It's a very tight race. I can see right now looking at the stats, it's a very tight race. But I have Slim winning Defensive Player of the Year. So next, let's move on to Most Improved Player. I got two candidates, so let's talk about them. So last season we had Banaja Laney win it, which was dope, seeing her win that. She deserved it. But now we have Brianna Jones as the first candidate. Now, last season she averaged 11 points, 5.6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1.7 steals, which was a career high, and zero point 0.7 blocks. That was last season. That was wobble season. Now, this season, she averaged 14.8 points per game. She's averaging 14.8 points per game, which is a career high. 7.3 rebounds, which is also a career high. 1.9 assists, also a career high. 1.3 steals and 0.5 blocks. Now, Brianna Jones has been a really great piece for the Connecticut Sun. I mean, like I said, they're they're in the playoffs and they have the best record in the W, which is just incredible. And like I said, they're not even fully healthy. They don't even have Alyssa Thomas yet, so that's very, 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 very scary. Wish Alyssa Thomas nothing but the best, and I cannot wait to watch her play next season. And Brianna Jones, I'm gonna be honest with you, looking at the stats, she could have had it last year, but Banaja just edged her out. But Brianna, she had her first All-Star appearance this year, which was great to see and everything like that. But she's a very strong candidate for this award, and I was just gonna put her as like the only one to win it or only candidate because I couldn't think of anybody else. But then I thought of Nia Coffey. Nia Coffey, okay, she's been an amazing pickup, underrated pickup for the Sparks, and I didn't want to put her on the list because she did have a bit of a slump in the season. But all players go through slumps, and looking at these stats, she does have a chance, in my opinion, to win the award. So last season in the Wubble, she was playing with the Phoenix Mercury, 2.7 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, 0.8 assists, 0.3 steals, 0.3 blocks. This season with the Sparks, 8.4 points per game, career high, 3.9 rebounds, career high, 0.9 assists, career high, 0.9 steals, career high, and 1.3 blocks, career high. She's averaging all career highs this year. And like I said, she just wants to win. She said today in a pregame interview, in an interview, she was like, I just want to win. I don't care what position I'm put in. I don't care. I just want to win. And I love that mentality. And she's been, like I said before, she's such an underrated pickup for us. And I'm so happy that we were able to sign her. And I hope and pray she stays a Spark forever. And she doesn't get traded. Nothing happens. But my pick for MVP, or as you were, my apologies, for most improved player is Brianna Jones. I mean, what kind of edges her out is that the Connecticut Sun have a way better record than the Sparks. No shade to the Sparks. I love the Sparks, but I just want to say that Brianna Jones, she deserves this award. She could have gotten it last year, but she didn't because Banaja Laney edged her out. But she definitely deserves it this year. So that's all I got to say for that. Now, 6th Woman of the Year, I only have one person. I was actually struggling on this because I was like, who the hell am I going to pick? Because I didn't really know. Like I said before, this is just my opinion. The only player I could think of for 6th Woman of the Year was the Erica Hamby doing a three-peat with it and winning her third straight 6th Woman of the Year award. 11.7 points per game, 6.9 rebounds, 1.7 assists, 1.1 steals, and 0.1 blocks. She's just an incredible piece for that Aces team. She's a nice piece. I love her. She is out with the ankle injury, though, so get well soon to her. And that's why I didn't want to put her up there because of her injury. But at the same time, like I said, that's the only player I could think of. I couldn't think of anybody else on the top of my head, so my apologies for that. But I have her winning. And yeah, how could you not love her and love her daughter? You know? So yeah, and then last and final award, Coach of the Year, I have it going to Kurt Miller of the Connecticut Sun. Best record in the WNBA with 21 wins and only 6 losses, and they clinched the playoffs. Congratulations to them. And like I said before, they have a legitimate chance of winning the championship this year. Now that's not who I got picked for the championship, but I do say I do have them up there for being in the championship game. Also, he did get coach of the month this year because they went undefeated in August. So shout out to them. So let's go back. Let's move forward to who do I have winning the championship? I have the Las Vegas Aces going to the championship game and winning it all. That team is so different with Chelsea Gray. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. I didn't really watch a lot of the W last year, even though I started just keeping up with it. But I was hearing some things that Chelsea Gray didn't have the best season last year. And the stats, you really can tell by the stats, but like if you probably watched, you could tell like she didn't have the best season with the Sparks. I feel like she's way more confident here in Las Vegas. I feel like this is, and I'm not trying to say the teams were similar, but you could say that they were a little similar because on the Sparks you had NECA, you had Candace, then came along Chanae, and then on this team with the Aces, you have Asia Wilson, Liz Cambage, which also get well soon to Liz Cambage because she tested positive for coronavirus. So I'm hoping and praying, I'm wishing her the best in a full recovery. But again, back to this, like that team is so well constructed, and they got Jackie Young, who's a mid-range killer. She can get to her spots. And like I love her game. I love Chelsea Gray's game. I just love that whole roster and how it's constructed. And they have a legitimate chance of making championship this year. I mean, they already would have won a championship if Angel McCoughtry would have gotten injured and everything like that. Also, I'm looking forward to seeing her. Hopefully, maybe tuning in to checking into the last seconds of the games and getting a shot up or whatnot, like she did in Atlanta. But we'll see about that. But that's all I got for the video today. Like I said, let's recap it real quick. For MVP, I got Jonquel Jones winning. Rookie of the Year, Michaela Onyenwere. Defensive Player of the Year, I got Slim, Britney Sykes. Most player, I got Brianna Jones. Sixth One of the Year, I got De'Erica Hamby. And Coach of the Year, I got Kurt Miller. And for the championship game, I got the Las Vegas Aces winning the championship. And my second option will be the Connecticut Sun. So that's all I got for today's video. Sorry for the little pause in the video and everything like that. I just had to take care of a few things. But make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And y'all getting a recap tonight. Peace.